Probably if they hadn't listened to Bowie at all before Life on Mars, because that was the song that made, you know, that was my route into this whole sort of wormhole. It's just an epic. David Bowie is a pop musician from South London. He just makes beautiful music in many different sort of styles and walks. I think I just love the sort of density of Bowie's discography, just that there's so many different eras. I love the sort of playing with characters and the sort of freedom of all that. Yeah, it's just very expressive music, and I love the songs. I think the songwriting is brilliant, and you know, he was able to do that in so many different ways, whether it was kind of more disco influenced or whether it was just sort of earlier, more rock and roll stuff, or, you know, there's so much to dive into, and I think that's kind of why he became one of my favourites, because there was just so much I could enjoy. He kind of rounded off his whole, you know, discography in a quite beautiful, quite sad way, but like, you know, just throughout his life, I think Bowie managed to, even when he did some of his more peculiar records that I'm not so into, you sort of, where he's doing D&B, and when he did that one that sounds like kind of the Lighthouse Family with like Thursday's Child, he's always kind of trying to get with the times a little bit, but do something a little bit different, and I appreciate that, even when it's not quite on the nose for me. It's still doing something interesting, and it's still kind of looking at things in his own way. So yeah, that's all you can kind of ask for from an artist, because when you are getting to a certain age, you're probably not going to be so in touch, but at least he was always trying to do something different, and he always pulled it back at some point. I love the Aladdin Sane stuff. I think that's great, and Ziggy. I think one of my favourite outfits that Bowie wore was in, I don't really know if there was a name for this character, but was in the Ashes to Ashes music video, where he's like that sort of clown, not quite clown, I don't quite know how to describe it, but I love that outfit. There's something really cool about it, and very Bowie, and just very expressive. I don't know, it just within that outfit and the look and the makeup and everything. So probably if they hadn't listened to Bowie at all before Life on Mars, because that was the song that made, you know, that was my route into this whole sort of wormhole. It's just an epic, and it's just like such a, you know, it kind of does everything it needs to do, and it's not, even though it's epic, it's like doesn't drag on, it's not too sort of self-praising in any way. When I was first getting into Bowie, that was a very, very important song for me. Me and my band have actually done a cover of Valentine's Day by David Bowie, which is off his second last album. It's a beautiful song, I always loved it. It's very simple, like for something so late on in his career, he really kind of made it quite bare bones. Really devastating lyrics and just really brilliant performance. So yeah, we performed that on Valentine's Day when we were on tour, because you just have to. Oh, I tell you, I remember learning, or trying to learn Oh You Pretty Things on piano when I was first trying to play piano. Probably not very well, but that was one of my sort of early favourites when I was first getting into Bowie. Just that whole Hunky Dory record is so good. Yeah, Oh You Pretty Things, just really, really simple and lovely chords, but just has such an infectious groove. And yeah, I gave that a go. I wouldn't be able to play it to you now. I think I try and find like opposites within each project or each track I make. You know, this new record I've been working on, I've tried to kind of take a very different angle. I did a lot of sort of cell-by-cell recording on the first album, so with this one I wanted to do a lot of live recording with the band and find ways to kind of contrast what we worked on before, and in characters and in the way I dress and present myself. It's all a little bit Bowie, I think, just because, you know, it's one, not the only sort of style influence for me, but definitely a big one, and definitely one in sort of a vaguely similar realm of music. It's all about not being boring, about being exciting and enjoying it, and I think he would have said that a lot of the time, and even when people were kind of over-analysing what he was doing, it's just kind of about enjoying it and it being entertaining, not least for himself, and I love that. I love Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, that's one of my favourite ones. The Bewley Brothers, Valentine's Day I had to come back to, just that's kind of was a seminal tune for me. It Ain't Easy is one of my other favourites. Yeah, there's the lot really, but if I could only listen to one, I might go for Ashes to Ashes. It's like that perfect balance where it's like quite melancholic in a way, but also just so danceable, and that's often when I really enjoy Bowie's music. I have got a vinyl of David Bowie playing at Glastonbury 2001, I think. So I do like that one a lot because I've got it on vinyl, but I obviously wasn't able to see him perform in person, so it's kind of my only insight on that. If you enjoyed watching that, subscribe to Radio X for more. Is that good?
Radio X.